So we're going to go through the technical version of giving posture, which, as you'll know from your practice, is to do with your offer, giving something out to someone, to the world, and it could be any situation. So that might be to a lover, to a partner, it could be to your family, a child, or it could be in a work situation. So there's many different situation contexts you can take that quality of giving outwards. So in a way it can be helpful for you finding your life purpose and kind of finding a way to practice giving in relationship to that life purpose. So I'm going to guide Mark through that. So if you'd like to turn to your side and take the standard wide yang base and bend the front knee 60%. And the gaze is forwards and the spine is upright. And then bringing the hands outwards. Sometimes it's good to start at the chest, at the heart, and then taking the hands outwards. And then the gaze is really forwards. And it can really help to imagine that you're giving towards someone or the situation there. It kind of makes it more real somehow. And the sound, it can be almost like a sigh. Like, there we go. Beautifully done. The things that you can do wrong with this are either the hands can come too low or too high or too wide. It's quite common people go too wide. You can notice some people are really real givers and they tend to go so wide. Sometimes too close together. Or they come in towards receiving. Actually, they're wanting something. They're not able to give strongly. Obviously, there's a habit, so they don't necessarily notice this. This is something we would bring their attention gently to. So it's quite a full, extended, giving outwards. That's what we're looking for. So the fingers are open, extended outwards, so they're not crunched in like you're holding on to something, like you're stingy, or they're really together. So there's an open outwards giving, as though you are holding something in your hand. You can imagine holding a bouquet of flowers sometimes is helpful. Okay, so safety-wise, there's not a lot to think about in this posture. You can adapt the width of it if you need to. Have a shorter version. The only thing it can bring up sometimes in people is an emotional thing in terms of whether you feel able to give. You know, if you've been ill for a long time or other situations where you haven't been able to engage in giving in the world, then that can be difficult for people. So it can bring up sadness. So just being careful how you relate to people around that. So another common mistake that people do is that they overgive, and you'll see them literally leaning forward like Mark is doing. Sometimes that's what people do, to the point that they're completely unbalanced and about to fall over, so you can see his head and neck are always up. So we align the spine, we're balanced, you know, we are there, solid, good relationship with the ground, we're able to give continuously. How would it be to hold that posture for a duration? Often in life we have to do that, so it's finding that base to give from. So we also have a variation for this posture, kind of a humble offering, giving posture. So Mark, if you could come down onto one knee, and then bringing your hands upwards and outwards. So it's as though you're offering something of service to something that you relate to as being higher. It's almost like a kind of noble knight situation, giving to the king or the queen what they are of service to.